This video is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Keep watching for more information and a special offer.
This is a video I have been trying to write the script for over a week, and the reason it's so difficult is that things are changing so fast, anything I say is out of date within hours, even though I wasn't planning on going into any great detail. So I want to say a little bit about the pandemic, how it's affecting Germany, how it's affecting me, and how it might affect you, depending of course on who you are. You probably already know that Germany is doing reasonably well, certainly a lot better than some other countries I could mention. Basically, Germany has mostly succeeded in keeping the virus under control. Life is not yet completely back to normal, but for the most part we can move about fairly easily and do all the things that we need to do. The economy has obviously been affected, but not quite as badly as it could have been. For my part, I could actually have made a few travelogues this year because at the moment travel is possible, just not as convenient as normal. But I have chosen this year to avoid travel because the emergency is not yet over and I don't want to unnecessarily increase the risk to myself or to others. Here's the basic situation at the moment. When out and about, you need to keep social distance as much as possible. You need to cover your nose and mouth when on public transport or in shops. And if, for example, you eat in at a restaurant or have a few beers at a bar, you have to give the place your contact details. This is actually quite important. There's a bit of a fuss in Hamburg at the moment after some of the staff at one bar tested positive for the virus. This meant that 600 people needed to be contacted and tested. Sadly, 100 of them gave false names and addresses, and if they can't be found, there is a risk of a serious outbreak. If you're entering Germany having spent time in a country or an area designated high risk, you have to go into quarantine for 14 days, but you can cut this short if you test negative. High risk means that more than 50 people per 100,000 head of population have tested positive in the last 7 days. The same rule also applies to areas within Germany. Any district that records that kind of infection rate goes into automatic lockdown, and anybody who's been there will need to self-isolate and get tested. There may be additional restrictions for nationals of some other countries for reasons that are connected with the pandemic but not quite so directly. In any case, if you're planning to visit Germany in the near future, you should first check the website of the German embassy in your country. In recent weeks, infection rates have started to rise again and some districts have had to be placed on lockdown. But deaths from COVID-19 haven't started increasing yet, and it may be because it's now younger people who are being infected. Until recently, this has been attributed to people returning to Germany from abroad, but there's now evidence that more people are becoming infected in Germany. And if that's true, it's worrying because it's a possible sign that the virus is beginning to spread again. However, at this stage, it seems that most experts are saying we can keep it under control. My advice? Avoid travelling if at all possible. It's not so much the risk of infection, although that is an issue, it's more the risk of being caught out by the rapidly changing situation and suddenly having to self-isolate for 2 weeks. Hopefully, next year will be different. If you do find yourself stuck in quarantine in a foreign country, it can be a real pain accessing your home country's media for news and entertainment, even if you've paid for it back home. Why? Because many platforms use geo-blocking to restrict access to certain physical locations, and you're not physically located there. Oh, and are you using your hotel's Wi-Fi? Because that might not be the most secure thing in the world if you value your privacy. But help is at hand. ExpressVPN can help you get around a geo-block and make things just a little bit more private and secure for you. It's reliable. Do you know what? You know I wouldn't advertise anything on my channel that I couldn't genuinely recommend. If you use this address or the link in the description to sign up for a 12-month subscription, you get the first 3 months free. I mean, that's got to be good, hasn't it? Oh boy. So,